There are tons of live-action superhero shows on television these days, but in the 80s, there was a hodgepodge of really awesome shows that lasted many years, and then some not-so-great ones that only lasted a season or less. But today, we're going to separate the totally awesome shows from the amazingly awful, with our list of the top 5 live-action superhero shows from the 80s, oh, and also 4 that were not so great. Now, we're only ranking shows that had new television episodes created in the 80s, so no anime or cartoons are on this list.
The misfits of science, whether they be subversives or merely disgruntled employees, are apparently all that stands between mankind and the construction of the neutron beam.
Number 5 is Misfits of Science. It's a superhero television series that lasted 15 episodes and 1 season. It featured a cast of superpowered humans that work for the Humanityne Institute and go on crime-solving mystery adventures. If you were to combine the A-Team with the X-Men, that's sort of what Misfits of Science is like. In the show, there's a man that can shrink himself, a speedster with the electrical powers, a troubled teen that has telekinesis powers, and a doctor that usually leads the team on their mini escapades.
Oh, boy. Where's Al?
Sorry, bud.
Well, it's about time. Don't you ever do that to me again.
Number 4 is My Secret Identity. In this show, Andrew Clements is a teenager that develops superpowers when he is exposed to radiation after being hit by a photon beam during a science experiment. For Andrew, having superpowers was the coolest thing in the world, and he'd want nothing more than to tell the world about it, but he knows he can't. So instead, Andrew uses his superpower to help people, but spends most of the time trying to hide his powers from his family and friends. And unlike many superheroes that find their powers to be a burden, Andrew is totally happy to be a superhero, and he even calls himself Ultraman.
Ultraman. Look, it's Ultraman. Yeah, that's good. Tomorrow, the world shall know me as Ultraman.
His powers include super speed, levitation, and invulnerability, but not super strength or being able to fly. Although he could hover a bit, but he has to use aerosol cans to help him float around. At number 3, we have the greatest American hero. Ralph Hinckley is a school teacher that is given a red and black suit by aliens, which provide him with superpowers. The problem is, Ralph immediately loses the instruction manual for the suit, and he spends the rest of the show learning how to use his newfound powers through trial and error. With help from FBI agent Bill Maxwell and lawyer Pam Davison, the greatest American hero uses the suit to fight crime and injustice in the US. After the show's final season, there was an attempt to spin off a new show that was called The Greatest American Heroine.
She? What did I tell you?
Hang tough, hon.
Ralph, you did it to me, didn't you? He did it, didn't he? You picked a skirt!
He picked a woman.
Ow!
But it never happened, and the female Greatest American Heroine episode was later added as the final episode in the original series. Now, if you're wondering where they got the design for the symbol that's on the front of the suit, it's actually based on a pair of scissors that Stephen J. Cannell had laying on his desk during the design of the uniform. In the number 2 spot, The Incredible Hulk. It's a live-action adaptation of the classic Marvel comic character of the same name, where the brilliant scientist Dr. David Banner accidentally gets overexposed to gamma radiation while performing an experiment. But if he gets deeply angry or stressed, Dr. Banner turns into a mean, green, rampaging Hulk.
Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
The Incredible Hulk follows Dr. Banner, who's a man who is desperate to keep his anger in check, as he is on the run and being followed by a journalist that wants to prove that the Hulk is a danger to society. During all his travels, Banner earns money by working temporary jobs while also searching for a way to either cure or control his condition. Now, before we reveal our top pick, here's a few of the ones that just didn't make the cut. Then finally at number 1, Superboy.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to think of myself as a man of action, not of words. So I'll keep this brief.
The TV show is about a young Superboy disguised as Clark Kent as he attends journalism college at Schuster University in Florida. In the series, while attending college with his love interest Lana Lang and his college roommate TJ White, Clark fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice against his arch-nemesis Lex Luthor and many other villains throughout the show.
That two-bit punk Corbin is dead, pal. You can call me Metallo.
I don't care what you call yourself. You're a murderer and I'm taking you in.
In the second and third seasons of the show, though, they made many changes. They replaced the actor that was playing Superman. They got rid of Clark's friend TJ and replaced him with a new roommate named Andy McAllister. And they replaced the actor that was playing Lex Luthor, which I think was one of the best moves they made in the show. But despite still having high ratings throughout the series, Superboy ended in its 4th season due to Warner Brothers' legal disputes in reclaiming the rights to the Superboy character. And the show has not been aired again on television since.
No, wait, no, please, don't do it yet. Oh, no, please, I don't want to die. Oh, God, no, please, no. Gotcha.
So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my picks for these live-action superhero TV shows from the 1980s? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, be sure to check out my every 1970s live-action superhero video as well. I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and remember, if it ain't retro, it ain't worth watching.